A 1, 2, 3, 4. Hello, readers of Guitar Worlds. This is Paul Gilbert, and I'm coming to you today from Milan, Italy. And I want to share with you some information about my online rock guitar school with a company called ArtistWorks. I've been teaching there for about 3 years. I've made nearly 3,000 instructional videos specifically for the students there, one-on-one. Although when you join up, you can see you have access to everything, access to all those lessons, those 3,000 plus a whole guitar course that I made. And just to get you interested, I'm going to give you a bonus guitar lesson today, some 16th notes in the key of D minor. And let's get that in our ears. First the chord, then the tempo, 1, 2, 3, then the lick. Now, 16th notes, a lot of people play them, but the thing that I like about this particular pattern and the techniques that I'm using is that it emphasizes certain accents inside that rhythm. So it's not just 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, robotically the same. Certain notes are louder and more, and the tone is accented differently, and they stick out, and it creates a certain feel. So listen to it one more time, and I'll let your ears pick up where it is, and then I'll show you very specifically. So here's one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I bet you heard together. I'll slow it down a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that there's that verse, which is syncopated. If you go 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are on the upbeats. And to me, the syncopations always make things interesting. So. All right, so my goal here was to get that into your ears. That's the place I like to start. You have to know what it's supposed to sound like. And just as important as the notes are the rhythm and those accents, those emphasized loud notes. All right, so let's take a look at what the notes actually are. It's all, again, in the key of D minor. So we're going to go to the D minor fret, it's the 10th fret, and our first note is on the B string. It's an A note, the first finger. We're immediately going to play a pretty wide interval. That E note, and that's the 9th, because it's the Sade, That's taboo. And then we're going to pull it off. So we do a down, up, pull off. Then we go to the third, the minor third, which is the F. And after that, I've got to play it again to remember how it goes. All right, so I'm remembering parts of it. Once we get to that F, we're going to pull off and play the F, E, D. Well, that's, if you played any minor scales at all, that's going to be the easy part. So really, the tricky part is that first 2 notes, getting that 5th interval in there, and then after that, you do a pull off and do that 3-note pull off. Now I'm guessing that what's coming naturally to me is to pick the first 2 of that 3-note little section. So I do down, up, pull off. And already the accents, those certain notes are coming out louder. Da-da-da, da-da-da. All right, after that, we've got 2 notes on the B string, right out of your pentatonic scales. Those are easy to remember. C, A. Pick the first one, pull off the second. So we've got. Then we're going to come back. Your first finger's got to do a little shift behind the fretboard, and you're going to get back to that D. So, a little shift there, you'll feel it. All let me play that super slow. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now that's slower, but it should be. I'm still going to slow it down more. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. That's a better tempo for learning this thing. Now, once we get that far, I'll let you take a breath and practice that for a second. But the next part is this goes across 3 strings pretty quickly. This is probably the most technically challenging part, but I think you're going to get it. So we've got the D note that we ended with, the 2 notes we've already played on the B string, those pentatonic notes. Now here's the tricky part. Your first finger is going to jump to that F note. You can see it on the 10th fret. Now why is that tricky? Because we're guitar players. We both are. We know that our habit from playing lots of pentatonic is to land there on the G note. But sonically, harmonically, I prefer the 3rd interval. It's a stronger note, so I want to emphasize that strong note and go right to it. It's a little bit of a technical challenge to get there. You got to sort of shift your whole hand up. But, it's a good sound. It's worth it. Now, the technique with your picking is it an upstroke? I think it's an up. We'll find out. Let's see. Yeah, that's going to end up being an upstroke, a downstroke. Very important. Don't pick the next note. Do a pull-off. And then do another downstroke to end it on that F. So, up, down, pull off, down. You could practice just that much. I might do a stop in it though. There we go. Oops. There we go. I need to practice too. Alright, there it is. That's probably the most challenging part. Once you get there, you're just going to go back up using the same notes. Now there, as I did a pull-off on the B string, when I go up, I'm going to use a hammer-on. So I'm going to go, that downstroke I already did, up, hammer-on. Very important to put the hammer on there. And then back to your up at the top. There it is. Again, you could take just that. That's kind of a good lick. So I think that might be it. Let me check it out and see if this has any other stuff in it. So we go. Oh, right there. And I just add 2 notes we've already played at the end, just so it fills out the bar. That C-A one more time. So here it goes, super slow. 1, 2, 3, 4. That is the complete 16-note phrase. I'm going to play it one more time for you. Just make sure you got it. Give you a chance to give you a little breath. Get ready. 1, 2, 3, 4. There it is. There's one section. Of course, you can loop it. 1, 2, 3, 4. There it is. Now, many people, when it's at this tempo, this practice tempo, because it's slower, there's a lot more options for techniques. But as you get it faster, some of those techniques aren't going to work anymore. So I really recommend the specific places where the hammer-ons and pull-offs occur. That's what really makes it work as you get it quicker. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. It also enables you, because the volume and the tone of the hammer-on and pull-off are different than the picked volume and tone, it enables the lick to have a lot more dynamics and emphasize those certain accents. If you picked everything, it ends up having a lot of sameness to it. The notes end up being the same. And there's a certain, guitar players sometimes respect that. He picked every note, so therefore it's morally superior. But I think musically, a lot of times, the phrases benefit from having different dynamics and tone within a phrase, and besides that, it's easier to play. So to me, it's just good in every possible direction to do that combination of hammer-ons, pull-offs, and picking. All right, there it is. So there's an example of a lesson that I might give at my school. I should mention that the lessons that I give at the school, the majority of them are for specific students. So I don't just come in and say what I'm thinking about. I listen to you. You know, if you sign up, I'll listen to you play. I'll see what questions you have, and I'll also, you know, I might come up with some things that you haven't thought of, because, you know, I'll hear something and go, hey, if you know, this little hand shift, it's going to be a lot easier, or, you know, that's my goal and my job is I want to make your life more easier, more enjoyable on the guitar. Make sure that you can rock out with full force and really enjoy the instrument and rock out on stage.